Wake up in the morning, I don't got no worries, cause it's a beautiful day. So many wonder how long we will be here. Tell them that we're here to stay. Hey yo, let's get it. Boss Talk straight from the city with true heart. We got champs in the making and champs that are rule them all. Got that all sport, optimal prime, ready to dominate. The hottest conversations, uncensored, it's the time and place. Boss Talks, keep it uncensored, it's all hard. You could be from all walks, come tune in the Boss Talks. Got that all sport, optimal prime, ready to dominate. Hottest conversations, uncensored, it's the time and place. Boss Talk.
Man, what's up? What's good, Jeff?
Nothing will fire you up like that Boss Talk song. Ain't that right?
Dude, you know what? Shout out real quick. Kyle
Man,
Buckley, my man.
that dude is so talented. Like, he made that in like 3 days or something like that.
You know,
like,
it would have been 2 days, but I think you were getting a little picky.
Oh no.
No, I mean, he did. Honestly, man, shout out to Kyle Buckley, Conquering Giants. He's got a clothing line out now. I mean, the dude is just, man, I'll tell you what, he's just one guy in this town that is affecting change in a big way. And he does it, man. He's just so humble about it. He doesn't do it for the accolades. He doesn't do it for the pats on the back. He doesn't do it for any of that. So any chance I get to shout him out, man, I try to do it. I try to give him his flowers, show him some love.
Yeah, he's
so
great dude.
And
Great dude.
anytime we're down at the shop, see, I've renamed it. I don't even call
The
it Monroe
shop.
Nutrition anymore. It's just the shop.
Yeah.
Anytime we're down at the shop, man, it's like old school, like barbershop style.
Oh yeah.
Big hugs, conversations, and then of course we get our teas, our shakes.
Ziggity boomers.
Ziggity booms, baby. All right, let's get
Love
our
it.
sponsors out of the way. I'm going to shout out a few of these guys on the wall
All right,
today.
yeah, let's do it.
All right, go ahead. Kick us off, and then I'll
All right,
jump
yeah,
in.
definitely. All right, let's start. Monroe Nutrition. We are Monroe, right? 739 South Monroe Street, right between Monroe Florist and our diner. We also got Triple D Liquidation. Good stuff at a great price. And then the newest clothing brand in town, BSB Clothing Brand.
Let's go.
Be somebody's blessing. As long as you're making sure somebody else's life is okay, God will always make sure that your life
Yes,
is okay.
sir. Let's go.
Tino, what you got for me, bro?
Well, man, Amaya's Fresh Mexican Grill. We make it fresh daily, or you already know.
Mom will kill you.
Mama's going to slap me.
Yeah.
Man. Mama will slap me. And then, of course, Tino Amaya State Farm. Man, 20 years I've been with State Farm Insurance Company, protecting people of Monroe County. And, just really opened up some doors for me. State Farm's been a phenomenal company to be a part of. Amaya Group, Inc., where we do small restaurant renovations. We just got another project. I'm going to be down in Ohio for a little bit, working with a restaurant down there. We're pretty excited about that. So if you know anybody that's looking for some menu redevelopments, maybe they just want to revamp their space, maybe they want to do some menu engineering, give us a call. And then today I want to shout out some of these folks on the wall, man.
Yeah,
We've got all these sponsors, Brain Jerk Entertainment. You see I'm wearing my Brain Jerk t-shirt. Don't be afraid to ask about the Brain Jerk merch. They've got a lot of stuff. Producer Josh can hook you up if you're looking for it. Ryan, of course, can take care of you. But, man, we've got IWR, Monroe Sports Center, Mugsy's, 8 Mile, of course. Let's go, Mikey. Who else we got?
Movie.
Who else we got?
Let's see. We got IWR, Deb's Floral Designs and Event Specialists,
Deb's,
RPW. Lane's Pizzeria. They got some
that's
good
the new
pizza.
that's the new guys.
They got some good pizza.
Dude, he's killing it. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, they're killing it. I know they're looking for location number 2. I mean, they're getting ready to just
They're doing
blow
their
up the
thing.
spot, man. They
I
really
love
are.
that.
And then who do we got up there? Brown Jug?
Little Brown Jug.
Okay.
Yep.
We got the jug. And then, of course, Maya's. Man,
Myers.
come on, let's go. Let's go.
Loaded.
Yeah. Okay. So today, now that we got all that out of the way, beautiful day out, man, we got today's guest.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Listen, I was super excited when you said the champ was coming on. I said, man, this is fight week.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine the mindset. We got the champ. We've got his coach.
Coach Leon, straight out of the AA.
Man.
Not the Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please. Yeah, my man's like, I
I
just got my chit today. Right? Come on, man. You gotta at least let's elaborate here. Clarify. Man, come on, Jeff.
Hey,
But we got the champ. It's fight week, big fight coming up this
fight.
weekend.
Yeah.
Man, well, let's go. Let's jump in. What
Yeah,
you got for me,
man,
Jeff?
let me give this guy a. And now coming in, weighing at 185 pounds, with a undefeated
the
record,
pride of Monroe,
the pride
Michigan.
of Monroe, the undefeated record, D Mills, the champ, Militime, and his
What's that?
coach, Coach
What
Leon.
up?
Oh yeah. And then his coach. Yeah, man, come on, Jeff, you're killing it today. So, champ, talk to us, man. How's camp coming? How's it been?
Man, it's been going good. You know, everything don't always come as expected. I mean, people look at my record, they say, "Oh, he's got a perfect record. Things must be going great," you know. But I mean, in life, man, you never know what's tomorrow. You know, you never know what's coming up. And you know, what keeps me so humble is probably my grind right now. Is, you know, I don't got it no better than nobody else for real. You know,
Yeah.
I'm, you know, pushing work, family, boxing.
Mhm.
You know, now I'm also, you know, putting in a lot more time at the gym, coaching the kids.
Wow.
You know, going from not owning a business to, so like I started an LLC, D Mills Boxing, probably like a year ago.
Right.
But I've never done nothing with it. So I've always put it to the side because think of all this other stuff I'm doing. And I'm like, you know, I'm just staying busy. It's like I just told Coach, man, like, we just got done training.
Wow.
We just got done training. I brought me a towel and everything just in case I drip a little bit.
You were sweating on the way over.
Well, you know, since you brought up Coach, tell, since we, you know, a lot of people, it's the first time I've met you myself.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about you, where you're from. Tell our fans, you know, who you are.
Yeah. I've been kind of under the radar. You know,
Okay.
I've been around D probably for
Since 2019.
2019. Yeah, you know, we met. Well, I'm from Detroit originally.
Okay.
I kind of moved around a lot, so I'm kind of like a mixed breed.
Yeah.
From Detroit originally. So from birth to about freshman year of high school, I moved out to Ypsi, which is probably about 10 minutes from Ann Arbor.
Right.
And then I went to Belleville High School. After high school, I wound up moving to Mississippi. I stayed in different parts of Mississippi, you know, cruised on over to New Orleans and eventually worked my way back to Ypsi.
It was a
Arbor.
Rolling Stone.
You know, far as boxing, I've just been in the family. Everybody.
Yeah.
All my uncles, all my cousins, you know, male, female. It's just.
So when did you become a coach? When did you start actually coaching people?
I say around 2010. I was considering turning professional, but then when my oldest son passed away, first I lost my nephew, then my oldest son passed away some years later. So mentally I couldn't get my head, you know, back in that space. They say losing a child is one of the worst things, you know, like you ever have to go through. And thus far, I've been through a lot. That's one of the toughest. So once I left for a while, and then I came back, you know, probably around like 2010, then tried to give it a go at the coaching thing.
Okay.
So, and just been rocking with that ever since. You know, I started out coaching at A Square out in Ann Arbor.
Yep.
I did. Also, I worked with Eric for a little bit, and then I left from Eric, and I coached with what's his name, Bob Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Bob was also out in Ann Arbor as well.
Yep. Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of spread out and just started doing my own thing. So once I got a taste of my own thing, that was pretty much.
That's usually how it happens with most entrepreneurs, right? You're like, man, wait a minute. I could do this, you know? And that's why, like I say, like, you know, you just said, you know, you started your LLC, you know, a year ago, you really haven't done much with it. You know, here's the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur. there's really no time frame, and everyone's journey is so radically different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Some guys get started, they jump right in, and they just get rolling. And you got other people that, you've got 5 or 6 other irons in the fire, but you at least have some foundation started, which to
Right.
me is the most important thing, is to
Yeah.
have a good foundation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And something that I like, and we'll dive into a little bit more, but you're always you're very real about your journey. And you tell people, like, look, you guys see the 11-0, but you don't see like the sleepless nights I'm having, all the work I'm putting in to get there. Like 11-0 doesn't just happen, right?
Right.
And now soon to be 12-0, right? And I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
So walk us a little bit through, like, I guess what I'm asking here is, like, what's it been like since you've turned pro? Like, has it been what you've expected? Is it have you taken some turns? I mean, just share with us a little bit about from 0-0 to now 11-0.
Well, like I say, so at 0-0, I say my last amateur fight was in Ohio. I fought dude Antoine Jones, and he was like ranked number 2 as an amateur at the time, and that was like a big thing. And it was crazy is we started becoming sparring partners just as of recently. So it was pretty cool, seeing him once again. And what happened was, before I turned pro, I always took that motto with me: give yourself 6 months of going hard, and you can be anything you want to be. I could have just turned pro, went for my first fight, but I wanted to be patient, give myself that solid 6 months, and that's pretty much what I did. And then I met Bob, who he said that he was coaching with. Bob told me to come meet Taylor Dewar for a sparring match. I go up to the gym, and he's there, and I was always going up here on Sundays, and Todd's at church on Sundays.
Right. Yep.
That's the Lord's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
So that's the Lord's Day, champ. I'm not gonna make it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this worked out.
Yeah.
Bob will take care. They'll take care of me up there. So I get up there. I get in the ring. I see Dewar. I'm like, dang, he's big boy.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's whatever. It's another day in the gym. I get in there. Coach Leon, he's like, oh yeah, I met him a little bit. I'm like, I get in the ring, and I'm like, you want me in your corner? You want me to help you out or something? I'm like, man, just give me some water. I'll be good. You ain't gotta say nothing.
No, true story. Yeah, he did. He actually said
some
that.
water or something, bro. And so he was in my. He understood the vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was in my corner, to give me some water. But first round, I'm sparring. He was like, "Ooh, turn up off of that. Ooh, hit that angle, jab." And a lot of the stuff that was coming out of his mouth would have been the exact same thing that Todd would have said.
Yeah.
And as it kept going, each round by round, I'm like, you know what? You sharp. I can bring you home to Todd. You know what I'm saying? Todd gonna be like, he know what he talking about.
Right.
I've come to a point where, like, I know this game now. There's a lot more to learn.
Right.
But it's a lot easier for me to learn it when these guys are telling me something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what's it been like, the mindset, like, kind of to tag on what Jeff was asking. So 0-0, the mindset is probably pretty scattered. Like, man, you just don't know. Deer in the headlights almost, right? I mean, we've all, I boxed, not at that level, but I boxed and I did martial arts and I competed, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at a very high level. And, the first kind of time you step on the mat, or maybe in your case, step in the ring, man, you're like, you got all these things going through your mind all at the same time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from that to, do you ever get calm? Do you feel a sense of calm now that you're 11-0, or what's that mindset like?
My calmness came after my first fight. my first fight, it was like I got in the ring and my first opponent, dude had to be about what,
Close to my
6'4",
height.
6'5",
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
and he was ripped up. I'm like, and I got nervous for a minute, but I reverted back to what a coach told me back at Golden Gloves, Erskine Wade. He was like, because I came out at Golden Gloves and I was like, went to box. But he like, man, do what you do when you're in the ring. You just like at the gym. Hype yourself up. The champ is here. The champ is here. And he was screaming it all the way down to the ring. So, and that taught me for my first fight that this is another day in the gym.
Yeah.
And that's what I did when that first opponent took a breath.
Yep.
Another day in the gym.
Yeah.
Boom, let's go. So, even at this point now, I'm real comfortable with whoever I'm gonna get in the ring with. That's why I just know that those guys better be watching out, and guys at the top.
Now, Coach, let me bring you in from a coach's perspective.
Okay.
From 0-0 to 11-0. Like, how do you break down and make adjustments throughout the fight? What's that like now versus when D was first starting, or even some of the other fighters that you have?
Well, with me and D, it's gotten a lot easier. Todd has been around him.
Oh, yeah.
For years, so they got certain things they may say, but since our chemistry has gotten a lot better, I think it's easier to say certain things throughout the fight that he may hear, and he's aware of it. So he may be doing something, and I can say something or point something out, and he can easily, kind of like download that data because he kind of knows the lingo now. And even just in training camp, just working, the chemistry is just there, just showing him new things. And because it's crazy, because all of us, like me and Tyler are similar, but we different at the same time, but we just all kind of complement each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that I'm showing him is not clashing with what he's been learning. It's just continuing to make him better. So we kind of like building our chemistry off that. So I can say certain things in the corner, and there's never a clash with what Todd's saying. Like we always on the same page, pretty much working the corner. So
as far as the chemistry, it's funny because like when he hand pat me or something, and I do something weird, I'm like, we just laugh, and he don't have to explain. So like when he's in the corner, he don't have to explain to me. You see it.
Certain looks. Yeah. So, and you know what? My hand pattern is kind of like that. I'm not really a talker.
Right.
I don't call out shots really.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Right.
I don't tell you to get under a hook or to slip a shot. I'll just throw it.
Yeah.
So it's either you're gonna get under it, or you're gonna slip it,
pop,
or you're gonna get
slapped.
hit with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like my hand pattern is very realistic.
Yeah.
Very realistic. Like it will almost turn into a sparring session.
Yeah.
Like today.
We was nearly sparring,
sparring, yeah.
We went 6 rounds on the hand pass straight.
So
we got pretty.
Yeah. So I can look at him like that same look I give him in training.
Yeah.
Like I can almost look at him like that while he's, if you come to the corner, or sometimes, you may get that break, anything can happen. The ref can call time, and you go to a neutral corner. You can like call him, and he'll look over. You can just kind of look at him, and he just I got it. So it's just that chemistry that's been built up between us, man, and it's just getting better and better with each fight.
That's crazy because I know I tell D this every time. Every fight he has, I'm on like the edge of my chair, and I'm up here like this, and I'm leaning over this person, and I'm all right, D. All right, yep, use that jab. Yup, slip. Yup. All right. Watch that. He's loading up for the right. And I'm sweating, and my heart's just doom, 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 doom. And I remember talking to him, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm so nervous at these fights. Like, I know I couldn't even imagine like how you're feeling. And he's like, I'm not nervous. I'm like, you mean you're not nervous, bro?
Yeah.
I'm nervous and I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
I know you're nervous. And he's like, no, I'm not nervous, because he was like, I understand. Like, and really what he told me is like, he has clarity, which clarity creates confidence,
100%.
And so, and that only comes from having good coaches and, understanding the game. Right. So let's talk a little bit to the youth of boxing, the guys coming up, the guys that are in it. Can you just give the younger guys some game? Like, what's some stuff to look for when, wanting to become an undefeated fighter, or even a fighter at the caliber that you're at, or, someone that, what do you look for as a, like as a prospect of being a good boxer?
For me,
I might start here soon.
like you have to be dedicated, and you have to have a strong work ethic, because I always say that hard work beats talent,
Mm.
and talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you got guys that you can look at, like, man, this guy got a lot of natural ability, but he's lazy
Mhm.
to train, I will go with the guy that trains like an animal,
Yeah.
but may not be as athletically gifted, or naturally talented as the other kid, because I can teach this guy.
Yeah.
And you need to be humble.
Yeah.
You got to be coachable. If you're not coachable and you don't work hard, it's not going to work. Not with me, at least.
Right.
And sometimes as coaches, you come across that.
Yep.
And I would start there. If there's a kid that wants to get into it, he needs to understand, like, I need to train hard, train real hard. And he needs to understand that he needs to follow the direction of his coach.
Mhm.
Always.
Mhm.
Always. Because sometimes I saw fires, they start out that way, but then they get to a point and then they start not listening to the coach. Like, they forgot who assisted them and who helped them and who trained them and taught them to get that to the point. Then they become hard-headed, or they
Right.
can become
Yeah.
a little disrespectful because they start feeling themselves. So you need to always remain humble, always listen, because this sport is so broad, and there's so many levels to it that you're never going to know everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can always learn.
Yep.
You can always learn. There's no perfect fighter. As great of a fighter as Floyd is, Floyd still had a lot of mistakes.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Floyd trained hard. That's why he reached the level of greatness that he did, because he put the hard work with that talent.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what I would say, man. Just come in humble, remain humble,
Yeah.
and work hard.
Absolutely. Love it.
I agree, because there's a lot of people right now, they want to get the kids some training, but I know pretty much the first day whether a kid is how far they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Based off of how hard they're listening. You know what I mean? Like, how bad do they really want every inch, every step of this lesson?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because there's some kids that, jab, jab. No, you got to get your feet right. And they never even look at my feet. I'm like, you see what I'm trying to teach you? But they just worried about the hands when the first part of every part of boxing is footwork.
Yeah, footwork. Yeah.
I see these kids like right now. I mean, a lot of them not really listening to me. I seen them spar. Okay, you did your sparring for the day. This rest of this week, you probably don't need to spar. You need to work on your footwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know how you spar now.
Yeah.
Don't just make your bad habit worse. Go in there and learn something.
Right.
You spar again, make it technical sparring.
See, I'll tell you from a business perspective, man. I love what you guys are saying, because I evaluate employees very similar.
I was
same
just
way.
about to say.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of restaurant consulting, and I consulted for a restaurant a few years ago, and the owner, I'd hired some gals, and the owner, now he's coming around and he sees my talent pool, and he was like, "Well, why'd you hire her and her?" It's like, man, we need we need attractive, we need this, we need that. I said, listen, man, I hire to a personality, right? Kind of like what you said, right? I mean, if they're hard workers, if they're coachable, if they're willing to follow the system and the process, sometimes you have the greatest looking kid come in the gym.
Me.
He's got, you got Jeff walk in. He's got the Jordans on, he's got the brand new trunks. He's got the brand new gloves.
Works hard.
I
know where you're going with this.
And then, but they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
They don't want to go that extra mile. And, we had Bronco on. And I remember Bronco saying something similar. He was like, man, when I was in that championship mode, that fighter's mode, like that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
I was running. I wasn't, man, a cheat day was a Sprite.
Right.
He said,
yeah. And
man,
he said,
that was my cheat day.
There was
I
no,
got a Sprite and a candy bar.
Yeah. He was like, and there was no, I'll double up.
Yeah.
He was like, there's no such thing as that.
Yeah.
He was like, you go every day.
You put the work
in every day. And I'm like, dang.
And that's humbling, because a lot of people don't get that, right? They see you at the top. They see the coach in the corner and they're like, oh man, yeah, these guys got great chemistry. They make it look easy. Right. But man, walk us through a day. What's a day of training look like for you at this level? Yeah, there's a big sigh. I love it. He's like,
Well, I mean, a solid day of training is really training twice in a day. You want to make sure you get your run in. You want to make sure you get your jump rope. Going through the cycle of things, it's really a cycle. Boxing is really a cycle, because you get better at everything every time you do it. I mean, people think a run is just a run, and it's not, because I run and I learn something while I'm running that correlates with boxing. Every time I run, I'm thinking boxing while I'm running. I forget how many miles I'm running because I'm focused on maybe the little things that John Bino at Level Up taught me, as far as posture, as far as how you walk and how you running. And then I move, once I get that solid and I'm going, my mind don't have to think about it no more. Then I start thinking about, maybe keeping my hands up the whole time, making sure that I don't skip a breath, make sure my breathing is flowing like water. By the time my brain, kind of gets all that working in order, now I'm thinking about, I'm dodging punches while I'm running, making everything correlate. So by the time I get done bringing all that together, I done ran about 4 or 5 miles, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's kind of how boxing is. There's so many small details that you have to bring back up even when you get so far.
Yeah.
I mean, you start with footwork. I don't care if I'm 30 and 0. When I get back to running, I'm gonna make sure my feet carrying my body. I'm a machine. I'm mechanical. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your body turn out. Everything got to be smooth like water, man.
Now, Coach, walk us through the mental aspect of training for the fighter, and what your role is in trying to keep like the mental aspect together.
Look, I'm very, very, very mental. I'm big on mastering the mind. I got amateur fighters that I train as well, and I always try to. I tell my guys, it's okay to be nervous, because nerves kind of keep you sharp.
Yeah,
you don't want to go in there careless, but I respect any fighter that steps in that ring, but I respect nobody once the bell rings.
Right.
So I try to motivate my fighters to not let fear consume them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have no control over being nervous, but you can choose to be courageous. So, I'm always big on motivating them when it comes to the opponent or just training. Because even with, but it's a different type of motivation. See, with, you know, the family, you know, when you got a family and you got a full-time job, a part-time, you know, you got a full-time job and trying to do this, you know, like training is full-time itself, especially once you in camp.
Right.
You know, and sometimes that can be a lot, you know, and you know, you can get to a point where you're like, man, look, some, you know, some, and I always try to come in with just getting him to see the bigger picture.
Okay.
And just try to put things in perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's always important. Just kind of getting him to. Sometimes, you know, when you're going through a lot, you know, your mind can get real cloudy.
Yeah.
You know, and you can have a tendency to lose focus. And you know, if you lose focus, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm not a yeller. I don't yell. I don't cuss. I don't jump in your face. That's not my thing. But I'm very direct, but I do it in a very respectful way.
Right.
If you slipping, I'm gonna tell you slipping. If you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always let him know, like, if we slacking, we gotta understand that your opponent not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And always understanding, like, this guy not getting in this ring to have a conversation. He's not getting in this ring to play around with you. Or I found some highlights of this guy training, and then I'll send it to him. Like, I'll do all type of stuff. Look, man, he working.
Yeah, he's working.
He ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? And that's
just
pushing me even harder, you know, and just going that extra mile.
Yeah.
You know, doing that extra sprint.
Now you've heard, you know, I've heard, you know, fighters that they say overtrained. How do you overtrain? What does that look like?
I think when people say overtrain is when you sometimes I feel like some people will be training like almost 7 days a week. Rest is just as important to your conditioning as actually getting out there doing the physical part. You need to let your body rest.
Okay.
So your body can heal.
Yeah.
You know,
and recover.
7 days and recover.
Yeah.
7 days a week. And like I hear some of the old heads. See, I'm older. I'm in my 40s, but I'm not as old as some of the old heads. Like we was training 9 days a week.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, your body needs to rest. You know, as science advances, you know, it shows that. So if you get, you know, like a strong 5 days in, right? And just kind of let your body rest a couple of days. That's good because you figure if you work on Monday through Friday and you're doing 2 a days, and some people do 3 days, you need that rest. You can't go 7 days doing 2 to 3 a day trainings. You figure sparring. Okay, well you spar probably about 3 days out the week. Okay, but you still also running those same days, and then guess what? Then you get with Todd, and then he does training with Todd. Oh, and here come Leon. Then he's doing 8 to 10 rounds with me, and then guess what? I still got strength. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to do your strength workout, and then you talk about doing that for
all this,
right?
Yep. People end up like this. You know what I mean? Where they never let their body relax. Right. And you know, you gotta relax. I mean, and you gotta get a coach that speaks your language.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, he don't cuss at me, you know,
My thing.
Deep. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respond well to coach.
Yep.
Both of my coaches, all my coaches. I respond well to them because they laid back with it. But that's why I say, like, people got to learn how to, as hard as you train, is also how hard you got to work your brain. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you can train your body as much as you want to. You be the beefiest, strong cock diesel person, but if you didn't learn nothing,
like me,
and train while you
Trust
training,
me, he don't learn nothing.
You off balance.
Yep.
This whole world is about balance. Yeah. That's why people always give it up to God once they find that balance in their life.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why I give it up to God about my talents and just giving me the know-how to learn how to learn.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And
Yeah.
it keeps you humble too, man. You know, when you have that type of balance in your life, you know, my experience has always been like all the guys that are truly, you know, like Jeff is a great example. I mean, just a very humble guy. I mean, he, you know, he lives for the Lord. He knows where he, you know, what he's about. And for me, I consider that self-aware, right? I
Mhm.
think the most important thing you can do as an entrepreneur, just a father, you know,
Yeah.
a husband, just as a person, a friend, is to be self-aware of who you are and
Yeah.
what you bring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, some people think that they bring more than they do. And
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is, man, we're all just wired to do all that we can, and this is it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So D, when that final bell rings, what is it that you're looking to get out of boxing, out of your
ooh,
career?
yeah. Oof, that's deep.
I want, ultimately, I just want people to probably understand basically like what I'm talking about right now, as far as balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just want to be able people to trust what I'm saying. Honestly,
Yeah.
you know, when you get up there, influencers, I want people to trust what I'm saying. That's why I'm just gonna go out there and do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get my time to talk, you know,
Yeah.
I want people to trust what I'm saying, and I'm gonna show y'all that it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And balance is a really good key to life, man. People always want to, you know, do too much right arm workouts and not enough.
Yeah.
Skipping leg day or something,
that
you
is
know.
so true.
Oh,
But you
sorry.
know That's the same way even when it comes to, and some fighters don't realize this when it comes to losing weight. A lot of fighters starve themselves.
I was just getting ready to go there, man.
Yeah, and that's not the way. You know, I'll tell my guys, in order to lose weight, you have to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, if you starve the body is going to go into protection mode.
Hmm.
You know, you got to almost lie to your body. You got to trick it.
Yeah.
You got to feed it so your body be like, oh, okay, so it's cool for me to relax a
Training.
little bit. I can let some of these pounds go because I
Yeah.
know I'm a eat again. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But if you starve the body, you know, like the body's not going to allow you to lose. Like you figure if you're doing 3 days, you're burning
Yeah.
at least 3,000, 4,000, right, calories. I mean, them hard workouts like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you're consuming 1,200 calories,
Yeah. Where's the gas? Where's the energy going to come from?
Yeah.
and then you wonder, like, man, I'm so tired. I don't have no legs. I don't.
Yeah.
There goes your overworking for a fight.
Yeah.
You know, and then and I've been not having the
Overtrain.
nutrition is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overtraining, doing too much, not getting the proper nutrition. You have to have the proper nutrition, not the pop, not the cakes and the candy. You got to get that proper nutrition, like them healthy green vegetables, getting the protein. Make sure you're feeding your muscles so
For the
your
most
muscles
part.
stay.
Right.
You know, not the
Yeah.
pizza and them heavy carbs that's
Yeah.
weighing you down. Now it's okay to consume some healthy carbs maybe an hour before workout. So
Yeah.
once you get to the workout, it's been broke down, turn the sugar, kind of give you that boost so you can get you a nice hard workout in. But don't leave the gym at 8, 9 o'clock and say, man, and then
Go
you
to
go
McDonald's.
home and you smash some
Right.
McDonald's, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna fall asleep with that McDonald's on your stomach. You know, it's just,
But
You know?
then, then you
Look.
know, my
There you
love.
go. There you go.
I mean, I'm not a McDonald's person or no fast food person. But as far as like eating right is very important.
Yeah,
Eating right is
yeah.
very important. But like he's saying, no, like we saying, because sometimes people starve their bodies until they can get the right meal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna eat here because this ain't a vegetarian spot.
Yeah.
But now you just waited 2-3 more hours starving your body,
Yeah.
throwing your body into a shock
Yeah.
when you might as well
Mhm.
have ate you a candy bar,
Right.
you know,
right,
so
right,
your
right.
body can keep reacting, you know, eat a little bit, because it's when you get full is when your body, it's harder for your body to break stuff down.
Yeah.
You know, I really believe in portions. I eat a little bit of everything, but I don't eat to give. I don't eat to give.
You see me go, he was eating, but you know, I mean, I can't eat a little bit.
I eat a lot of home cooked meals. You know what I'm saying?
I might take a bite, coach, but I'm not eating
Right.
the whole thing. It's just a one bite.
Because I tell you what,
Oh,
I
man.
went to Golden Gloves. We went to, I think, Louisiana or something like that. And I ate to lose weight. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, you eat more than everybody here. How you still losing weight? You have to at least
feeding the
feed
body.
your body.
Yeah.
You feed the body. Like,
Tricks the body to keep burning.
The way I describe it to people is you got to treat your body like your favorite sports car, right? So if you're a Ferrari, right, you can't feed it the same gasoline that a Honda Civic gets fed, right?
Right.
It's special fuel, right? But you also, you have to do the maintenance on it. You have to do the oil. Your oil translate to your water, right? Your body needs water to function, to move properly. That's the same with your favorite sports car. You don't fuel a Ferrari with the same gas that you'd fuel a Honda Civic with. So like you're not fueling your future body with the same fuel that you're feeding your body with right now if you want to get a different result.
That is true.
Yeah.
Water is very important. Training that hard in camp, at least a gallon.
Yeah.
At
Wow.
least.
Oh,
Training
yeah.
that hard, at least a gallon. Because you're
Let me hit this water.
you're burning so much.
Yeah.
You're burning so much. Like he be sweating. The gym be hot.
Yeah.
You know, like I hate walking in gyms that got AC going. Oh my God. Especially boxing gyms. Like
Right.
I want to walk in and start sweating.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. It's got to be a
By the
sauna.
time I make it to the ring, I done lost 10 pounds. I want to be. It should be that hot in your gym.
I got to bring a change of clothes with me.
Right.
Yeah. So but water, at least a gallon of water.
Yeah.
At least a gallon of water throughout the day. Got to, take you an old milk jug or something, do it old school, and just fill that boy up. And just say, I'm gonna kill this before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
That's my nutritionist over there. He makes sure I get what I need.
I'll be calling them in the mornings. Hey man, you stopping in? Okay, we doing the shake, the tea. All right, hey, I got this for you. Hey, take this with you. Okay.
I'd be like, he'd be like, what you want? I'm like, man, you my nutritionist.
Right.
You whip it up and tell me what I need for the day.
no, that's good. No, man, that's
For
real
real.
good.
Yeah. You know what?
He's like, all right, did you work out today? How was yesterday? Okay, maybe a little rebuild. He over here sound like a scientist.
Just think about it though. Just think about how you see some of these fires coming down. Like, how the heck he get that small?
Yeah.
And then he's able to fight 12 rounds. Keep his condition like that. Like Errol Spence throws sometimes over 1,000 punches a fight, but Errol Spence at one point used to walk around at 180 pounds, and he fights at 147. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
that
then
is
he would
crazy,
sit there.
man. Yeah.
And his conditioning was insane. He got stronger as the fight went on. Like this guy is throwing over 1,000 punches a fight. That's a lot of punches.
Well, you brought up Money Mayweather, and the thing I loved about him is his adaptability. Right. And you can see, like, even in the fights where he didn't, you can pick apart some of his fights. You really can. But you look at how he got later in his career. Right. And I mean, he seemed like he got stronger. His endurance got better. I mean, when he beat Canelo, I was like, oh, my word.
You know what it was? He got smarter.
Yeah.
He got smarter. He grew here.
Okay.
Like his mind, like his Floyd always had skill, but he learned how to fight smarter. And I think that was the difference between Pretty Boy. Like Pretty Boy was trying to get you up out of there.
Yeah, he was trying to knock everybody out. Yeah,
100%. Like people don't realize that when people
and he took a lot of shots during that time. Yeah.
Money Mayweather got smarter. My hands just keep breaking. They brittle. I can't just keep sitting here banging, so I gotta find a way.
Yeah.
To outsmart, and he was outsmarting those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell people.
Now, do you think he changed the game of boxing with his defensive / offensive style any, or did he just take an old school style and make it new?
I think he took because that he called it the Mayweather, whatever. But I think the Philly shell or that shoulder roll has kind of always been around.
Yep.
But he made it his own.
Okay.
He made it his own. It's something that he's been doing from day one.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that these kids see him doing that, and then they think, "Oh yeah, that's how I want to fight. That's how I want to fight." And I saw so many
guys
kids
get knocked out.
so many fighters be. I say, you know what, you got hit with about 16 right hands at some point. You might want to pick that left hand up. The shoulder roll not working.
Right.
They shoulder rolling, but the chin's still here. It ain't working. So that's something that he mastered. I mean, he's been doing ever since he was a kid.
Right.
So he just learned how to master that style. And Mayweather was so great at timing. People could never, from the outside, it looks easy because he always had that dip.
Yeah.
He always dipped to that one side, that right side. He always dipped. And in your mind, you're like, I can just throw this jab and shoot this little uppercut. But his timing, his defensive timing was so on point. He knew when to dip and when to roll, and he didn't always fight in shoulder roll. Like Floyd had multiple styles of fighting. That's why for me, a lot of old heads may get mad. But for me, Floyd is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that.
I've watched a lot of boxing, man. I grew up boxing. Bronco and I have had this conversation a few times, and he doesn't think Floyd's the greatest. And I'm going to say, for me, I mean, because I grew up watching guys like Alexis Arguello, Little Red Lopez, a lot of these guys that were just, and again, being a Mexican, he was like, man, this dude, he's hitting you with like 7, 8, 9 punch combination, like Boom Boom Mancini, some of these guys. But, when you look at what Mayweather did, and for me, that's my thing. I think he's the greatest myself personally, just because of the way, again, he adapted his game. And for me, you look at even Canelo now, when Canelo's in there, right? Canelo's using more of that show. He's starting to move. He's trying to dip. He shakes you a little bit and then, and he stings you quick. And Canelo, when he first came out, he was trying to hit you with all his power. Yeah. Now he touches, and then it's like zing. Smarter. Yeah. But I attribute that, to that loss to Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Then they went back and dissected that tape and said, okay, wait a minute. How did this guy knock me out? How did he stop me? Okay, this is how he did it. I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah.
I think a lot of the older heads don't really they just attach to the old school.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah.
But Mayweather,
I'm going to say it the way, Michael Jordan has said it about being called the greatest. I honestly, man, I'm going to say it the way Michael Jordan has said about like LeBron, right? I mean, Michael Jordan's always said, I don't ever want to be called the greatest because there's too many greats that came before. Mm-hmm. And when you look at Floyd's style, you're right. He didn't create the style. He did make it his own, but look at how many guys utilize that style. I mean, man, you could say, well, Muhammad Ali was using it too at one point. Tommy Hearns, had a little bit of that shell and he was using his shoulder and then he had that Cobra style. That's what I always thought of when I'd see Tommy with that hunched over, and then, and he like sinking that deep chin, sinking behind, and then, wow, he was coming to knock you out.
He's been at like the last, 6-year fights.
Yeah,
Tommy Hearns.
Man, look, I'll be seeing Tommy in the buffet. Like I go to the buffet right next to the sign where I look over Tommy go with the smash. But think about it though, right? Why was it okay for Ali to call himself the greatest? See, people forget that when Ali used to say that, the people before him used to get mad because they was big
Sonny Liston, you had Joe Louis.
Like, they was like, how you gonna come in here and talk about something? The greatest over. But Ali was like, I'm the greatest, but I respect what Floyd saying. Like, why would I give a sport my whole life to say somebody else is better than me?
Right.
He's broken every record almost.
Right. Yeah. And when LeBron said that, oh my gosh, the whole world just flipped upside down.
I'm a Brown fan too.
That's because he's just not the greatest, though.
Real quick, MJ or LeBron? MJ or LeBron?
Six rings.
MJ or LeBron?
I'm Brian, man.
Okay.
He's wearing a pair of MJs. Come on.
Yeah, I'm Brian. You know what?
I love this right
Look,
now.
look. I'm gonna say this real
I'm
quick.
outnumbered for
people
once.
always say the 6 rings, but they forget about the first 8 years.
Yeah. They act
What
like he
it
only
took
played 6 years.
for him, like they act like he only played that 6. It took for him to get
To,
for them
yes,
to put
to
the
help
right team
to help
around him.
mentor his team
Mhm.
to train right instead of going and buying his rings. He
Listen,
actually like built the team.
Listen,
and
man, I
mentored the
ain't
team.
doing this with you today. I ain't
We
doing
ain't
this
doing
here
this
with you
today.
Hey, look, hey,
I'm
look.
outnumbered.
Think about this. Jordan had Hall of Fame coaching ever since college.
Yeah.
Not in the beginning. Not those first 8 years. Not until Phil Jackson got there.
Yes. Doug Collins was there. That's a Hall
Doug
of Fame
Collins,
coach.
man. Doug,
come on.
stop
No.
it. Stop
That's
it.
so
then he
many,
got
that's so many
mentored.
years before my time.
Stop it. Doug Collins was a good
the
coach.
Bulls was willing to put somebody around Jordan.
Well,
They was willing
He was
to
willing
put
to spend that
somebody.
money.
Cleveland wasn't willing to do that for LeBron. I think
Yeah.
LeBron would have rather have stayed at Cleveland. Now, the one thing you got to give LeBron, he finished out all his contracts.
Oh, 100%.
Whatever contracts he had,
Yeah,
he
he
said,
did.
I'm going to finish it. But he wanted to be in Cleveland. That was his hometown.
I agree with you 100%.
That owner
Yeah.
was just like, even when he knew, okay, LeBron contract is up, I can get him to stay.
Yeah.
Man, he was like,
No,
man,
yeah,
let
they-
him go.
Who's
Let
the
him-
owner there? Dan.
Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert, yeah.
And he was not. It was,
Yeah.
once LeBron came back,
Yeah.
like
Because he had him and Kyrie,
Yeah.
and then a
Kyrie
couple
was
other
there.
guys.
Then they brought in Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love.
And I think when LeBron went to Miami, I think that was like going to college
Yeah.
for him, because I think that's when he
Yeah, the team.
hit the next level. I think being around.
Well,
the Hall
I was
of
going to say
Fame,
being around. Yeah.
Pat
'cause-
Riley, you got
Yeah.
Wade had already won the championship with
Yep.
Shaq, and I think that first year he bombed. Like, I think it was just like his freshman year in college.
Yeah.
He came in early. Man.
You know what? I'm going to say for LeBron, I think when he was able to be around Kobe during the Olympics,
Yeah.
during that Olympic run, I think
Yeah.
that part, and then of course he and D Wade had become really good friends. So then he goes to Miami, and for me, I think that's when I saw a change, really
Yeah.
a change in LeBron. I think the pressure was off of him,
Yeah.
and even now, even in LA. And I give him a hard time. I do, but I do. I like LeBron. I think he himself has changed. Like Magic Johnson, like all of them, like all the greats. He's adapted and changed the game in a way that we'll never see it played like this again.
No.
Ever.
Yeah.
A guy his size, they can not only handle the ball, pass the way he passes, spot up for threes, take it to the hole. I mean, there's so many aspects of his game that guys in the past just couldn't do.
Dang, I
Not
had to
all
bring
of them.
I had to bring boxers in to get Tino to say something nice about LeBron.
But listen, and that's my thing about being the greatest.
Mhm.
And the people that we bring up about being the greatest. Everybody, what do they all have in common though? They're all really methodical about the game.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you said, LeBron humbly still learned when he being around Kobe or being around Jordan or being around these other guys, and how they managed to balance their life off
Off the court.
court or off the field or out of the ring. What makes, to bring it all in perspective, to bring all that, I think that's what pretty much makes the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So like Floyd, I think he's dedicated his game. He dedicated it to boxing. But what Muhammad Ali did for the culture, for everything around him. I mean, think about the times back then. It was segregation and stuff going on around that time. It was a whole lot of everything going on. But for the greatest is you can do what you do and still bring that light, that positive light.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And go in and out the game so methodical, where it's like what Floyd picked up. He knows that if that right hand comes, boom, he knows that, and within a certain distance, he can do shoulder roll. If he's in a different distance, he's got to put both hands up.
Yeah.
You know, learning the game. All these guys went to the gym on their own and took it step by step.
Yep.
From the get-go. I mean, that's what we learned about everybody that was the greatest. They all went to the gym on their own, even when their coach wasn't watching them.
Yep.
And that's what it takes when somebody ain't watching you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be at the grocery store like, my girl be like, would you quit shadow boxing?
It's like when E.T. said, a real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he's putting in work.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, wherever I'm at, those times I'll be in a meeting and I'll be like, I mean, Bronco had put it to me one time. You know, he was like, once you transition from the amateurs to the pros, you're gonna learn about that snap, that whip, that snap, the way them shoulders roll. You know what I'm saying? The way them shoulders pop. And so, without Bronco keep telling me over and over, like I literally watched just that when I started watching boxing. You know, how whether these guys should even be a pro or not, because it's a lot of pros right now. I can look and they ain't got the fundamentals together.
Well, you know what? It's so like for me, my industry, right? I'm gonna bring it to an entrepreneurial thing. We're the same way. I'm the same way when it comes to cooking. A lot of guys, you know, and I feel sorry, you know, and I tell my wife when I met her, look, when I go on vacation, I find restaurants that I can cook at. A lot of people don't believe me. They're like, no, that's not. Yes, it's very true. When I go back to LA, every time I go, I literally scour and I find, okay, this is the new hottest place. This is the chef. I send them all my credentials and say, man, I just want to come and be a fly. I want to come and work for free.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn. I want to, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, when the time comes that I know I do not want to walk in a kitchen, that's when I know it'll be time for me to just walk away completely. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a lot of what you're saying is, man, you're dissecting tape. You're watching a shoulder movement, you know, coach over here talking about, you know, man, you know, these guys that have to do this and the timing and the way this guy times things. Those are the things that as lay people, we don't see all that. You know what I mean? Like you talking about Floyd right now and the way he learned his timing and the mental aspect of it. I'm sitting there going, no, he's just fast. He's just fast. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, coach. He's just fast. You know, you talking about, you know, the footwork and how you're still learning footwork. Man, it just, to me, it seems like it's never ending.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So, coach, we got about 5 minutes before we wrap. Walk me through as you start to see these guys develop. How do you keep them motivated?
This is what I say. Self-motivation is for self. I can't give you that.
Wow.
Right.
I can't give you. This is something that you have to want for self. That's it. Now, if you hit a low point or you hit a wall, I'm there. I can get you through that. But staying motivated or that self-motivation, there's nothing I could do about that. That's something that you got to want for yourself. But leading by example sometimes, because my guys, I have to be the best. I don't operate under fear. I don't care who I'm coaching against. Like I never go into a fight thinking another coach can outcoach me.
Right.
At all. That's not how I think. And that's the energy that I will pass down to my fighters. I ain't worried about this coach. They can't beat us. That's how my mind thinks. They can't beat us. And you know, I just think feeding off that energy and you know, and I'm always trying to give some sort of words of encouragement just to uplift my guys. And my guys know I got their back too. You
Absolutely.
know, I fight for my guys. My guys know that.
I remember that. I was there.
I'll tell you, look, hey, in a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I think just the initial self, like you have to be self-motivated. It's called self-motivation for a reason. It starts with this self, you know, and if you can have that self-motivation, I can get you the rest of the way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
love
And with
it.
that together, like we not gonna lose. I can't be out coach, man. I'm sorry.
Man, I tell you,
I
I'm
love
ready. I'm
that.
ready to get in the ring now,
Yeah.
man.
I-
Let's go, coach.
So real quick, you guys have been through many rounds in the ring, but we're gonna do a new segment on the show, and it's called Speed Round. Ding. All right, real quick. The rules are you answer with whichever name that you believe would win in the fight. Okay. You just answer with that name. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw some names out there. You guys just both tell me whatever. Okay. So we'll
Okay.
start. Tank or Garcia?
Tank.
Tank. Okay. Haney or Lomachenko?
Yeah, if I got to bet my money, I would say Devin.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Haney because he's just methodical. I think he's learning so
Just
much.
one, champ. Just Haney.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give it to Haney.
Benavidez or Canelo?
Benavidez.
Benavidez.
Teofimo Lopez or George Kambosos?
Oh yeah. I mean, George. I think TL beat him again in the rematch, so I would say TL.
Okay.
Touch that one.
D Mills or Isaiah Thompson?
I say D Mills by. I say probably like a 4th round stoppage, maybe knockout. You know.
Okay. And here's the final one: D Mills or Jeff the Showstopper Copi? You know what? Don't answer that one.
All right, guys.
So that's what we had.
Oh man, guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for being here. It's been incredible, man. Every time we do a show like this, especially with the sports people, I'm going to leave you with this. I tell every entrepreneur out there, there's two skill sets that I always hire specifically for. If you walk in and told me you boxed, even females, you walk in and say you boxed, I see that on your resume, 99% of the time you're probably going to get hired. I'm going to ask you some deep questions because I'm going to ask you about your first losses, how many losses you had.
We're gonna
before
find out if
won,
you boxed,
right?
Yeah,
We're going to find out. And then if you wrestled, because they're the two sports where you learn how to lose first.
Yeah.
And when I say this, people are like, no, my cousin was undefeated, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, but he lost in the gym
Yeah.
and kept showing up.
Yeah.
He lost on the mat in practice and kept showing up. He started at 8 and he kept showing up. That character trait you cannot teach. You can't teach that. You just can't. So I always, any entrepreneur out there, if you see someone and they say that they wrestled, I don't even care what level they wrestled, they boxed, I don't care how far they got, hire them. They're worth it. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. Jeff, what else you got for me?
Man, thank you guys for stepping in. It was on late notice too, so thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. And
Taking
let's.
Canelo, by the way.
Are you taking
Go ahead.
Canelo?
Take Canelo, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I gotta stick with
I got. Yeah.
I want
got
to fight Canelo.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Hey, and let's get it done this for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this week, let's go. D. Before we forget, where can they get tickets? Where can they? Because I know you still have tickets available.
Yeah.
So
Still got
tell
tickets
everybody.
available. You can hit up my mom, Veronica. She's been managing my tickets for me, taking that off
Taking it off your plate.
taking it off my plate.
Hey, can we mention too? Matthew Nozalek is
Matt.
fighting too, right?
Nizick, yep.
Nizick. How do you
Yep.
say? Is it Nizick? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he still got tickets.
Okay.
Hit up Matt Nisley. We both out here getting Monroe there. Hit up Matt. Hit up me.
Let's go, guys.
Hit up his
We got
mom.
to support. We got to support
Matt
these
looking real
guys.
sharp too.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
Well, you know what? If you're coaching them, I'm gonna vouch for him. I've been watching him run down Monroe Street. I told him the other day. I said, "Man, I saw you," and I mean, he's running.
Yeah.
My man's running. I said,
Yeah.
"Holy cow, he's making me tired."
Yeah, Matt looking sharp. Like we gonna get 2 stoppages.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
that's what I want to hear. Put
Me too,
Monroe on
son.
the map.
Let's go. Hey, and D said if you give his mom any problems with the tickets, he'll be 12-0 before he even gets to this next fight.
All right, guys, listen, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Those of you that tuned in, gentlemen, thank you so much. Jeff,
We're out of here.
Let's go.
Peace.
Place Boss Talks, keep it uncensored. It's all hard. You could be for more.